Yes, over now. Testing. Hello, everybody. Welcome.
Welcome.
Hi.
Welcome. Welcome to the opening of Travis Smalley's solo exhibition, Chance Language Resource Pack. Sorry, folks who are in Saskatchewan time. There's a bit of mix-up with the live stream that's going worldwide and Saskatchewan's favorite static time zone. So thanks for sticking around an extra hour to wait for us.
Blame Sanford Fleming and the global time zone, whoever sets that up. Sorry, continue. Yourself.
Well, this exhibit is co-presented by the Mackenzie Art Gallery in Treaty 4 territory, Regina, Saskatchewan, and Ender Gallery, which is located all over the world. My name is Kat Blumke. I'm one of the Ender Gallery's co-curators. Other curators say hi.
Hi.
Sarah. Who are you, Sarah?
Oh, right. I'm Sarah. I'm calling in today from Berlin. I'm also one of the curators of Ender Gallery.
And I'm Jonathan. I'm one of the curators here. I'm also working for the Mackenzie Art Gallery in Regina. So if you are joining us in-game, feel free to ask us for assistance. You can participate in this live stream on the server that you're seeing right now. You can also you can find out those instructions on how to participate at ender.gallery/how-to-join, which is in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. If you're tuning into the Mackenzie Art Gallery social media channels, whether it's Facebook or YouTube or on twitch.tv, feel free to ask questions or make your comments in the text chat. The text chat is located on the right-hand side of the video if you're watching the stream through a computer, and below the video if you're streaming through a mobile or tablet device. If you're not able to access the chat, please ensure you are logged on to the service you're using to view the stream. And feel free to reach out to one of the curators, Sarah, Kat, or myself, Jonathan, on the chat if you need any additional resources connecting to the game. Before we begin this event today, Kat and myself, representing the Mackenzie Art Gallery, like to acknowledge that the land we are gathered on for this live stream is Treaty 4 territory, the homeland of the Cree, the Saulteaux, the Lakota, the Nakota, the Dakota, and Métis people. We are dependent on servers to run both these live streaming events. We use the servers that stream the videos from our computers throughout the world to your computers. Those servers are also based on land that is stewarded, especially in North America, by Indigenous people. Are servers that the Minecraft, we also rely on the servers that the Minecraft world itself is hosted on, which are located, I believe, in Bavaria in Germany. So always good to think about the material realities undergirding our virtual existences.
Yes, thank you, Jonathan. And if you're whether you're tuning in on the server or through the live stream, you can see a bit of what we're looking at today, which is the project that Travess has been developing throughout his residency. Chance Language Resource Pack as a texture pack where the images and textures present in the game are replaced with randomly generated language. Well, a bit more on that will be explained by Travess soon. But the result, as you can see, is this surreal reading experience reminiscent of a concrete poem that turns the familiar Minecraft world into an abstract, austere, and newly dangerous place. Travess, would you introduce yourself and your project to the audience?
Yeah, hey, I'm Travess. I'm in Providence, Rhode Island right now. I wrote a little something to kind of share as a kind of to get this started. First, I'd like to thank everyone who came out to see Chance Language Resource Pack. I'd like to thank Sarah and Kat and Jonathan for the invitation to participate in the Ender Gallery residency and for their continued support and communication over the past year. I'd also like to thank Anastasia and John and Ken and everyone else at Mackenzie Art Gallery who helped make this residency possible. It's through their combined effort and energy that such a forward-thinking project can happen. Um, I hope that we see more artists and gallerists and curators share this perspective in the future, and that we see more residencies and research opportunities and exhibitions that explore this overlap of artistic practice and emergent ideas in gaming. Um, yeah, so I want to talk a little bit about Minecraft and this project. Um, Minecraft has had a profound impact on my artwork. I came to the game in 2014. There was a Twitch streamer who has this very generic name, JL2579, who did a really cool project where for 17 days they continuously streamed Minecraft, where they took a minecart from the center spawn coordinates to the edge of the world map, which is about 30 million blocks away. They'd written a command block program that continuously generated new minecart tracks ahead of the player. And when I was watching the stream uh, of this like minecart continuously zooming along a bridge over a procedurally generated world, there was just this an idea of infinity or like an infinite expanse that I hadn't seen in a game before or felt new to me. And it reminded me of John Conway's Game of Life, the mathematician who made this like program in 1970. It was like a cellular automaton computer program that uses pixels to simulate life cycles. And in the Game of Life, like the pixels would spread out and evolve and die over this kind of never-ending two-dimensional plane. And while I was like watching the Twitch stream, the player riding on this track through the deserts and like the mountains and the jungle and the oceans and so on, like there was just no repetition. Like it just kind of kept on generating. And like when I was watching the stream, I was just kind of marveling in this like the infinite and the in this kind of never this continually generative landscape. The stream kept going, the world kept going. And later, when I played Minecraft for the first time, it was that same experience. I would go out, but for me, I was on a different seed, so that world was completely different. And this kind of approach to world generation in Minecraft was, in many ways, an introduction to generative systems for me. Like, and when I say generative systems, I'm meaning like scripts and programs and processes that can be applied to a design or art practice that can help generate exponential results. And in my art practice, I've increasingly incorporated scripts, rules, and randomizers to what I make, be it through like generated digital paintings or a program that generates fantasy stories or a predictive text algorithm that helps me write poems. In these programs, I incorporate a lot of chance and dice rolls and random dot maths in the code. And the more I incorporated these processes in my practice, the more I was looking back at past generative and computational artists who use these methods. But also before them to like the Dadaists and beatniks who would use cut-ups to create work. Um, Tristan Zara uh, wrote to make a Dadaist poem in 1920, and it's this short thing that says like you take a newspaper and you take some scissors, you choose from this paper an article of the length you want of your poem, and cut out the article. Next, carefully cut out each of the words that makes up the article and put them all in a bag. Shake gently. Next, take out each cutting one after the other. Copy conscientiously in the order in which they left the bag. The poem will resemble you. And there you are, an infinitely original author of charming sensibility, even though unappreciated by the vulgar herd. um, uh, for the residency, I've created a resource pack that converts Minecraft's pixel art textures into randomized text. The text for the show comes from the end poem by Julian Gao, which abstractly acknowledges the player's accomplishments for beating the game. After you beat the dragon, you go back through the end portal. There's this like credit sequence that plays, and part of the credits is this end poem. And with this resource pack, I've like randomized and cut up that text, and it gets spread out onto the seemingly infinite landscape of Minecraft. And when I say infinite, I know it's like it's 30 million blocks, and like there are limits to it, but it's not something I think about ever reaching the edges of without like using teleports, right? I wrote the program to make this resource pack using image magic and AppleScript to pick the randomized words from the end poem. And then I converted those words into a texture file and then replace each texture in the game with the randomized word. And the result is something that's like a continually procedural cut up poem. Like oak leaves become blazing, kelp becomes ghosts, and sand becomes witches. It's created a new kind of experience in Minecraft for me, one that is about exploration through language instead of exploration through image. And that's like what I have to like say. I do want to say that also in December, later in December through the residency, I'll be giving a presentation that goes a little bit more into my research in this project and more into like my research and interest in emergent play in general. So I think it'll be on December 18th. I'm not sure if we have the exact time for that yet, but
Yes,
yeah.
it will be. And we'll make sure it's the right. That'll be a Facebook event for folks who are tuning in from the Mackenzie Art Gallery. It'll be on our website for the Mackenzie Art Gallery and for Ender Gallery's website. And we'll advertise that well in advance with the correct time zones.
Yeah, and so I'll have more to say about that then. Also, I kind of on Arena. I use Arena heavily for this research as well. So like I have a channel called Creativity and Gameplay, and I run another channel with Chloe where we called Minecraft Studies that goes a little bit more into like the memes of Minecraft. But yeah, so that's like another place that you can kind of see this on. But yeah, that's
I'm
what I got
posting
to say.
that in the chat for folks who want to visit it.
Can you can you talk about a bit more about this as a resource pack? Maybe one level, like just what a resource pack is, and then what it means for this project that it is a resource pack.
Yeah, totally. So resource packs are a way of modding the game by changing aspects of it, right? Like you could change the textures. So that would be like instead of this looking like a grass block, I've changed it to the word called. Or this grass that's sticking up out of the ground. It's instead of having these like kind of green pixels that represent grass, it now just says reality. But you can also change the sounds. It could change the rules of the game. It can change all the a lot of the different elements of the programming of it. And the resource pack is something that Mojang set up so that it was easier for the players to change these things. Specifically with this project, like I feel like I have to say thanks to a few people in it, like in where I'd seen this before. Jody had like a really wonderful piece called Sod that took Wolfenstein and took out all of its textures and replaced it with just kind of simple white and black pixel geometric abstraction. And so it became this really optical experience of playing through this like old first person shooter. Also, there's another kind of emergent gameplay community is like speedrunners and challenge runners. And I was watching this YouTuber and Twitch streamer Pixel Riffs, who makes like a lot of tutorials for Minecraft. And he talked about this one challenge run version of Minecraft called the Chubbuck Challenge. And the Chubbuck Challenge took out all of the texture and replaced it with the names of the blocks. So like instead of seeing dirt, you would just see the word dirt. And so it was like this challenge run of how quickly you could move through the game. And that was like the first clue of like, oh, this is such a wonderful like moment for generative things to happen, for chance to happen. And that was like, okay, I really want to pursue that further. So yeah, so resource packs, like if you go onto Planet Minecraft, for instance, you'll find such a range from people that turn Minecraft into like a cyberpunk game to the really goofy community of like super high res HD Minecraft, where people put these like 4K resolution textures of grass and hay and water to like get to make this voxel game feel as realistic as possible. I shouldn't say goofy because some of it's like truly beautiful, but it has a funny edge, like uncanny valley edge to it in this really cool way. Yeah, so that's like am I touching it all? Did I hit all the things about a resource pack? Yeah.
And then also resulting from that is that people can actually explore, or if people downloaded your resource pack, they could explore it in their own Minecraft worlds.
Yes, totally. So if you go into the menus and then hit like escape to go in the menu, options, and then on the bottom left, there's this option for resource packs. And if you look at it on the server, it'll say world specific resources, and there's like a little Ender Gallery icon. We're going to put up a download link so everyone can install this resource pack on their own world. And so it's just like this filter you can turn on and off in whatever situation you're in to kind of see it.
Yeah, coming soon on the Ender website.
Could you tell us? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Sarah.
I was also going to say, Travis, I can't help but notice also that you've textified yourself.
Yeah, that was like a whole thing before we started of like, oh, what skin am I going to use? Like, I have like a tuxedo skin, and then I have like the standard one I use, and then it was like, oh no, I really need to, like, I need to dress up for the occasion.
It's great, but it do keep losing you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, maybe I should like put on like a diamond hat or something so you can see helm, right? That's what it is. Yeah. Diamond helmet. Here it goes. A little bit easier. Does that help? Oh, there I am.
Because
hey.
Yeah, now you have a colored top.
Yeah.
Could you speak a bit about kind of how, like, to the extent of the customization that you were able to access through creating your resource pack, but also then we are able to see that there are some holdouts from the game, like this red cat that we're all kind of congregating around.
Yeah, so there seem to be some aspects of the textures that are controlled by shaders, like something separately, right? So like the blue of the water, or if you look over here in this pond, the word "no" it's a lily pad, and so there's the banners that have this kind of hard coded color attached to them. And so, yeah, there are a few things, or the sky, right? Like, I think something I tried for a bit was to see if I could change the sky box. And I do think there might be a way to do it. I just wasn't able to figure it out without, like, using other mods that, like, other third-party things that you would install to help with it. Like, because there's then that challenge of, like, ease of use, like ease of access versus complex of installing more and more mods to get the exact experience you want. Yeah, so there are these like kind of outliers of things that haven't been stripped of it. I don't know, like I'm trying to remember if I changed the rain in this. Let's see, a weather, rain.
Yeah.
So this probably looks horrible on
Love
stream,
it.
but it's just like the letter A over and over again. Weather, clear. So yeah, there are a few things that like you can go in and like I was trying to play with and change in that as well. But yeah, kind of ran up against some walls with. And ultimately, like there's an earlier version of this where like trees had more color in them, and like there might be some screenshots that are flowing out, and that had once again I think had something to do with like a change in versioning that I hadn't updated the texture for. And yeah, it gives it like this moment of color that breaks it up a bit.
This really makes me wonder if when we have our scheduled Minecraft update coming on, I believe, November 30th, if this installation might change in some ways.
Totally. Yeah, and I was talking about that earlier where like before the stream started of there are new blocks that are added, there are new icons that are added, and do I just update those or do I just do a completely new randomization of all the textures again? Yeah, because the program that this uses, like I could just run it on everything again to get this whole new reading experience. Oh, I just thought of it might be fun to go over into the Nether for a minute because there's some kind of cool, interesting quirks of this resource pack that come. If y'all can follow me over here, like I'm over up in the sky. So we have a Nether portal over here, and there's some cool things that happen in the Nether. So let's go through.
Wow, beautiful.
So I'm gonna set it up right here. So if we get a clock and we get a compass. So in the game mechanics, the clock and the compass, they don't work in the Nether. Also, like boats don't work in the Nether. Let's get some blocks too. So I'm gonna put some blocks down right here, and then I'm gonna put some frames over top of that, and then I'm gonna put a compass and a clock and another compass. And because they don't work in the Nether, like what you visually would normally see is that like the compass and clock are continuously changing directions, which means that those are different sprites. And so we can use that to then change when you put that. If each one of those sprites has a different texture, you just get this kind of very rapid randomization of text, which I thought was a really kind of cool outcome when thinking about the different types of randomness you can generate in this game.
Great example too of this sort of what you mean when you talk about emergence of like your intervention into the games, into this already existing system, creating this very unexpected results. We're just switching out the textures in the game affects the way that some of the textures are, because of the way that some of the textures are animating, creates this awesome animation.
Yeah, totally. Great call out. Oh yeah, here's another one. There's like this like nether. It's like an what's this block called? Crimson Nylium. The top of it. I think I need to update that texture. Yeah, so there's a few like that I think that like when with the 1.18, they'll probably have some new things in it too.
I wonder why it only did the top. Why it only left the top out.
Because on grass blocks, they have a very different kind of collection of textures than many of the other blocks. Because the whole thing being, I think, is that like if you, like if you change it, like it can have different states. So it might not have this top on it if you pick it up and put it back down again. I think that's it. Like it functions. This is the same way that like grass blocks function. There's a grass top, a grass side, and a grass bottom, and those are different textures.
That's really cool.
Yes, if anyone who is watching on the live stream is interested in asking a question or making a comment, we'll read it out to Travis live on chat. So,
so you've used Minecraft, Travis, for a whole bunch of different things, which is like we're very excited to have you be a part of Ender Gallery for that reason, because you have all this experience approaching the game from all these different directions, whether it's artistically or educationally. And your virtual art class in Minecraft was featured in Art in America last year.
Yeah, I'll link that in the chat.
So how did you start using Minecraft as an artistic tool?
Well, that's a great question. It started for me in just kind of that overwhelming feeling of what procedural generation can be. Like, and I feel like this is something similar that people talk about with No Man's Sky, and like it's like this whole universe that's generated, like 14 trillion planets where they're all unique. Like there was something in understanding what that meant and how that was created by game designers that was really exciting and opened up a way of thinking about creativity for me. I transitioning to Zoom for my design principles class at RISD, like there was this feeling of like, okay, how do I have these conversations about bookmaking, or like how do I do these projects that I was doing in person and showing by hand, or thinking about different processes and ways of making, like how do these translate onto Zoom or onto the computer? And using Minecraft, I think, started as just being like, okay, well, what do I like to use the computer for, like outside of creative software? And wondering, like it was like very much an experiment and seeing how students would respond to it. And these ideas of like, how do we generate in it? What does it mean to create in it? Like looking at the history of like artists working in Second Life, working in other creative software or in 3D spaces and game spaces to make work. And it was a really mixed bag in terms of like students who really got into it, most of which already were familiar with Minecraft. Like that was the really interesting thing. It was like people that already knew Minecraft were happy to explore it. But a lot of the students who didn't have experience, like the act of interacting with Minecraft wasn't new to like wasn't um like second nature to them. I felt like they didn't have that kind of fluency or the ability to create within it as quickly. So it was, as a tool for teaching, it was really great for the students who are already kind of comfortable in the space. And I think it introduced some nice ideas about chance and randomness to the students that weren't. It became a place where students would create kind of installations or propose sculptures and make inside jokes, but or recreate other artworks that they had seen. I feel like it was like a really mixed bag in terms of like what different students got out of it. But the nice thing about it was opening up the conversation of thinking about generative systems and the ways that you can apply generativity to an art practice. Because yes, like generative systems can come from scripts that are written by code, but every practice, or design practice, is like a series of decisions. And like, which of those decisions could you automate? Which of those decisions could you leave to chance? And which of those decisions is it about being in the moment and making that decision in the moment? So regardless of their comfort, I felt like it was great at like presenting new perspectives on making. I may have gotten lost in the question. Did I hit it all?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Totally. It's all about getting lost in the question.
I totally want to make a recommendation if people have not tried this yet, which is opening up your items inventory. You can write. It's a very cool to see, maybe to show on the stream.
Yeah.
And you can also like choose messages, actually, since we're in creative.
Oh, so true.
Yeah, this almost becomes like a fridge magnet poetry in this form.
Without a doubt. Yeah, that's like that actually brings up another really cool assignment. There's this website called botnik.org it's like a way of building a predictive text tool where you give it a raw text file, and then as you start writing, it uses like Markov chain and a few other things to help you generate a text. And so that was I definitely was another like kind of inspiration for this project of like ways, like what are the ways, I don't know about the rest of you, but like I often have a really hard time writing about the things that I'm thinking, and using a predictive text tool was actually this really great way of helping me generate texts and ideas about the things I was doing, where it could just be a word salad of like a note file or like Wikipedia articles that are related to the things that I'm researching. But it becomes this way, like this kind of magnetic poetry way of getting language for the things that I'm thinking about.
Something I was thinking about in the context of language and generative systems is that for generative projects often have a lot going on in the back end that can be hard to discern from what the output is. And like it's like a legibility question, which is then funny, or that's a funny context to think about a generative project where the result is text, because then in a way it's like all about legibility. I think of the inspiration you mentioned where the blocks were replaced with a texture of their name is this very like literal legibility made real. But I wonder how you think about making, especially because part of what you do is pedagogy and education. What do you think about like making those generative systems legible, whether it's to the audience or to your students? How do you do that?
By sharing, right? Like by documenting. that feels like a really important part of these projects. It's something I've been thinking about a lot, and the other generative projects I've been doing too, like how you share and communicate and open those tools to other people. There's someone I teach with, Daniel Lefcourt, and he's been working on a website that is just like a kind of a list of resources for like using generative systems in Photoshop. And the whole idea is that students and other creators can go there and download all these actions and download these like step by step, like this is how you do this thing, this is how you do these tools. And so the thing that I've been thinking about in relationship to this recently, and not just in this project but in a lot of my projects, is putting the documentation out there and letting so that others can see it and see how that thing is structured and how they might be able to use it for the projects they're working on.
Cool.
Because I completely agree. Like it, and it's like it's one of the really nice things about computation is that it can make things feel like magic. Like when you don't see the back end, right? Like it's like thinking about like if you're able to get 3D models that have holes to align in a certain way so it looks like they're going through each other, when like something that's like heavily reliant on math or something, that like there are all of these ways that computation can feel like magic, and then being able to share like why that works and how that works is so wonderful, I think.
Yeah, I think a game like Minecraft, a platform like Minecraft, is a good place to do this because it lets people play with the system that you make. Like I don't know, I saw you, Benji, firing off those arrows, for example, and like with this resource pack, there's so many things to try and find out how they've been affected by the art that you've made.
Oh yeah, this is all I've been doing the past. This is so cool. I could do this for hours. This is actually really, really cool. I've just been trying to like do weird things like the shulker boxes and this redstone and the arrows. This is so fascinating.
Yeah, I don't think I'd seen anyone use the wall yet. It was really cool to see like how brick walls, which have like a different texture when you put them all together, like how those look.
I would love to go to the end.
Oh yeah, how do we do that all together? Is it TP end?
Maybe. Let's try it.
Will Benji also be able to do it? I guess they're in creative mode.
You can TP me to you.
All right.
Yeah, definitely. We could also op you. But TP end does not seem to work.
Google it.
No.
Locate fortress. I've never actually made it. I've never actually beat the game, or even got very far in it. So wouldn't know what the process was without cheating.
Oh, let's see if this works. TP player 050 0 dimension end. This is older. Oh no, it doesn't. Never mind. That's old.
A quick Google search. You want to try that? But with a slash in front.
Cool.
And then replace the player.
Cool. Thank you for figuring that out.
There you go. But then you have to TP me to you. That's the only condition.
Oh, I'm inside the Ender Dragon right now. Oh no, I was inside Sarah. That's why.
Yeah, I managed to make an end portal.
Oh, this doesn't have Instone doesn't have a texture.
Yeah, crazy.
Obsidian does. Does the dragon?
Oh.
TP.
Let's see.
This is
forgot
neat.
your-
Oh my god, the dragon. Oh my god, that is so cool.
Or even the particle effect from the dragon to the end crystal. There's something written on that.
I know. I want to figure out what it is.
Will someone TP myself and Cat,
of
we're
course.
both,
I just kept reading
We're both
myself
not
to
being-
myself.
good at using
I gotcha.
code. Thanks.
There we go.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah. Whoa.
I must say some of the blocks have very fitting. It's all random, right? Like the text that
Yeah.
you're using. So, some
Yeah.
of them have very fitting fitting text on it. Like the piston has moving, the elytra has gravity.
That is.
It's really cool to see the randomness come into play here.
I really loved how all over the nether it seemed to say very far, very far.
Yeah. Also, the end stone is.
Yeah, there's nothing on it.
irregular.
Wow. I wonder what the dragon says. It's great how it's indecipherable.
I'm gonna try going out to one of the end islands and seeing what that looks like.
Can you guys see my elytra or no? I might have to be in survival.
Yes, I can.
Does it like open up?
It should,
N-
because I can see it on me.
Oh, there you go.
oh yeah,
Ooh.
it does.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Rockets. I'm gonna try going out to the end and see if to one of the end islands. Oh, never mind.
Out of the world.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I like the pillars of it.
Yeah.
though. It's pretty cool.
You can almost read the tether. For a second.
Yeah, gravity feels very fitting for the elytra.
The ender pearls say death. This is so cool.
Oh, I also like this block that says suddenly backwards.
Oh yeah, the end crystal.
Yeah, funny. They just must have textured this reversed.
One block that's been tripping me out is the stairs, because depending on what way you look at it, it has a different like text. It's really interesting.
Oh, I just got to the end islands. I'm gonna see if I can find an end city.
Oh yeah,
Check
cool.
out.
You can search for one. What is it again? Like locate.
I think it's locate. Yeah.
Oh, the chorus for look really cool. I think they say we, like WII.
TP me.
Oh yeah.
I'm in an end city now.
Okay, cool. TP.
Oh, beige Cathy's.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow, very nice.
Eight fear, mother fear, eight. Water, water.
So another thing that I did is for blocks that you see a lot of, I tried to. There's this option in the texture to I forgot how it phrases it, variance. So like for instance, like, because there's so much dirt in the game, there are like variants for the texture, or there's so much cobblestone in the game, there could be variants. So when you look at it, it doesn't look at this like repeating pattern right away. Things are rotated and they're slightly different. And so I tried to use the variants tag to like add different versions of things. And it's like, this is like the end stone totally should be one that is like has lots of variants, just because there's so much of it.
I love it.
Just exploring it is so satisfying.
Yeah, and to the audience, that's sort of the intended purpose for this exhibition is that you log on to the server and then just go exploring. And also, so people are able to influence, like build things outside of the spawn area. Is that the case?
Should be, yeah. Which is it speaks to, I think, what is different about this exhibition and some of our others is that, for example, in all of the other exhibitions, you enter in adventure mode. Whereas here the player enters in creative mode, specifically so that they can fly and build. So these other possibilities are available. The type of exhibition sort of constructs, in a way, the type of sort of server rules.
Yes, that's a great point.
Watching lava fall is really cool because the text gets stretched out
Oh,
as it
yeah.
like, moves, and also the flame animation is also really interesting.
Yeah, I love the way it's lighting up all the text around it as well, of course, because it has that effect. But it seems so abstract with the there it's
Definitely not just. I'm not griefing the server. I'm trying to see different textures.
oh, there it goes.
Ooh. I just also set off lava as well. I love that the water is he. It's
Yeah, that's really cool. Watching it expand and watching all the he's. That's so awesome.
I want to check out the ocean. How do I leave the end?
Yeah, we should totally check out an ocean biome. Great question though.
Can you just type /spawn?
Maybe.
If you come over to me, I can teleport.
You could also just fall out of the world as well.
Oh yeah, you could kill yourself.
Okay, great. Nice.
It's I'm at Travess, somewhere. Oh yeah, here we go.
Wow. Oh, it's so
Wow.
beautiful. Oh, I love the text on the. You can see the water's text so well. Oh, that's nice. Oh, the top of the water says higher.
Yeah, an interesting variant.
Oh, does it always say higher? But when it's flowing, it looks like he.
I think it might be a different type of block.
Yeah, I think flowing water is a different thing. Oh, there's an underwater pirate ship over here. That says "It burn, it burn," and shivers. Oh, that's so good.
As in timbers? As
Yeah,
in shivers?
exactly. Exactly. I love
Yeah, this experience that we're having right now is really the ideal generative art experience of the show just being exploring what the art can produce. It's very nice.
Yeah.
I gotta go over to this ship.
Just
Wow.
gently lighting it.
Briefly.
Going underwater as well is really cool, seeing like different light sources, and this is really awesome.
So this the server is going to be up for 2 months now.
Yes, until January 20th, 2022.
Oh, great.
So feel free, dear audience member, to explore it. Find some. I guess how is there? Do you have thoughts about how you would like people to interact with this work in terms of whether it's documenting their findings or something like that, Travis?
Yeah, of course. That would be amazing. Like any kind of pictures or screenshots. F2 is taking screenshots in Minecraft. Like, and then it's located in your Minecraft folder, which can be a little bit hard to find. If like it's in like depending on what operating system you're in. But yeah, like that would be amazing. I would love to see what people find in here.
It's a modern day version of the cut up method that you were mentioning earlier with Tristan Zara.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you do want to share finds also and tag Under Gallery on Insta, we would be happy to reshare or see what you've discovered.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thank you so much for making this wonderful world for us to explore, Travis.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me. And yeah, once again, I feel like this residency is. I get the feeling we are going to see a lot more of these type of residencies in the future, but it was so exciting to even see that this was a possibility when I first saw this last December. Like, and thank you so much for doing it. And yeah, and for having me.
Yes,
Oh,
and
our pleasure.
Yeah, I couldn't have done it without you.
And just to plug, I believe you have the event on December 18th, but you also have an event next Saturday that discusses your practice in relation to both your practice and other generative art practices in Minecraft for on the 27th.
Cool.
Yes.
Amazing. Awesome.
I believe so.
Oh, great.
We'll be sharing more information about that this week. It'll be a live stream event on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. Travess is a fantastic performative lecturer, and he will be delivering one of those programs on the 27th and another one on the December 18th. So. And where can folks find you on social media, Travess, for those who want to hear more about your Minecraft projects and beyond?
Yeah, just my first name, which is spelled weird. It's Travess, and that's on everything, like on Twitter and Instagram, and also for Gmail. Like that's how you can get in touch with me. I feel like if you're interested in these kind of ideas related to what I do, I share and try to connect a lot of the ideas around this on Arena as well. So that's are.na. And that's kind of where I put a lot of this research up. But yeah, that's where you can find me.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Travess, for leading us through this tour. And we look forward to you expanding upon it through your future programming. Thank you, everyone, for joining through the live stream and who've been watching and tuning in on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. Thank you, Benji, for tuning in on hanging out on the server with us all the
Yeah,
time.
thanks for coming.
Yeah, this was awesome. This is really, really cool. Look forward to building a little house in the world.
Yeah,
Yeah,
send us a
please, thank you.
screenshot for sure.
Of course. This is really, really cool.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Have a good afternoon/evening. Bye-bye.